Hey everyone, thank you for tuning in. Today I'm going to be working with fresh calla lilies, and usually I just zoom in on my hands, but I decided to do this all in one cut um, without just looking at the bouquet and me voicing over, simply because working with fresh calla lilies, there is a bit of a trick to it. So these I got from the local grocery store. If you are doing a wedding bouquet, I would strongly recommend getting the fresh flowers from like a local wholesaler. That way you can actually see what you get. Purchasing, especially calla lilies and roses too, at a local grocery store is a bit of a gamble. Because once you open up that package, you might have some broken stems. It might be moldy in between the bundle there, making the stems really soft and hard to work with and almost unusable. You also run into a lot of bruising around the tips there. I got really lucky with these two bundles, and they have beautiful color to them. There's no bruising. The stems were perfect. And that's one of the best things about calla lilies is how dramatic the stem is. It's got that real light green color and just a dynamic shape to it. Almost like a line flower, because you can use the whole flower itself, stem and bloom too, but it can also be used as just a focal flower. We have just the floret itself. Now the main reason why I wanted to do this all in one shot is I wanted to explain how to bend your calla lilies. So they have a mind of their own. They're going to grow every which way with a bend in them, forward, straight, twisted. And why it's really nice to celebrate the natural beauty of how it grew. Making a bridal bouquet is really hard to work with a calla lily that way. So what I like to do is just take the stem just in between my thumb and my pointer finger, and I'm using to apply just a little bit of pressure with my thumb, and I'm going to kind of roll the stem itself in the direction that I want it to go. So a little bit like if you were to take some ribbon that you use to tie balloons with, and you run the scissors down the stem of the ribbon there, and it makes it kind of curly. You don't want to go that hard and that fast on the calla lily stem because it's very delicate, but just giving it a gentle tug, you can really work the way you want it to. And in this case, I want to give it a bend out so I have that dramatic shape, and I want to make sure that my point is going down. So I did that with all my calla lilies already. I have yellow and white. These are mini calla lilies. They do come in all different colors, including kind of like a plum purple color, pink. There's almost like kind of a reddish orange one too. And then you have the larger calla lilies, which I've only seen in white. I don't believe they come in different colors, but the larger calla lilies, this guy's a little bit bigger, but they'll have like a bigger head and a fatter stem on it. So, and they're a little bit easier to bend when they're bigger because you can put a little bit more pressure on it, but the little minis, just gotta be careful with them. All right, so I've got yellow and white, and I'm just gonna alternate my colors. I'm gonna start with a big guy. So I want to create that focal point, doing a round bouquet. I want to create that focal point right in the center. And while, you know, the calla lilies are so beautiful, if you just pick them up, you can almost just carry them like that, and that'd be perfect with a nice little ribbon on there. But when you're doing a round bouquet with calla lilies, you want to create that focal point in almost like a rhythm. So each flower, I'm starting with a 2, I'm going to face them inward. And I'm going to choke up on the calla lily a bit so I can keep kind of a tighter arrangement and control the flowers a bit more. So I've got the 2, they're facing each other, and I've got the little tops of them facing out, so the points are out. And I'm going to continue that with each one facing in. So I'm just going to work on alternating my colors. It is a bit tricky. I would keep the stems a little bit more up and down and resist the urge to do a spiral to the stems, just because it's easier to hang on to the flowers and control the direction of the head that way. But if you had other flowers with it, you could definitely do a hand-tied version where you have that spiral on the stem there. And so if this was a hand-tied one, I would go in that way and I'd start kind of a spiral to it. But I'm going to keep them a little bit straighter. Let's see, continuing with the noses facing out there. So I'm not going to add any extra flowers, filler, or even greenery, just because they are such a dramatic flower. I feel like almost a simple design is perfect for this type of blossom. Just trying to be careful not to put too much of one color on one side and trying to keep that nice spiral to it. I want this guy to go up a little higher, but he doesn't want to go. Here, but let's see, which one is this? Sometimes you have to pull him from the bottom. I don't know where he is. It's this guy. There we go. Pull him back down. And now this guy. They are fickle. There we go. That guy. And then that guy. So you can see it creates more of a nice pattern to it. Just a little bit more rhythmic for the eyes. There. Give them some good spacing. Pull it in nice and tight. And what else is fun with the Calla Lilies is that it has that beautiful stem that I keep raving about. But it's a great canvas to do some fun ribbon work on. So if you're looking to introduce an unusual color into a wedding, you can use ribbon of the color that you'd like to accent the bouquet with. Yeah. Right into the handle there, and then you don't have to worry about trying to match a flower to it or anything like that. You can do just a simple ribbon wrap around where you're gonna hang on to it. There. And there we go. I think I'm gonna have to fuss with this a bit more off the camera there. Always fluffing, I say. But I would take a chenille stem and then tie it right where I want it to be gathered. And I would use a chenille stem or a pipe cleaner rather than just a plain old wire, because the stems are thicker and a little bit more delicate. And you don't want to cut through the stem with the wire. Yeah, I'm going to have to do some fluffing, but get the idea of making all the calla lilies kind of face the same direction towards the center there, pointing out with their little noses, and that creates more of that focal point right in the center. Except for that guy, it's really giving me problems. But I'll fix them on the way out there. So, but here we go. That's working with calla lilies. Try to make it look easy peasy, but seem a little bit more difficult, but it's a wonderful flower to have in a wedding. It's beautiful, it's dramatic, and well worth the effort. Thank you so much for watching.